right, Bant Enigmatic. So Enigmatic here, Incarnation, says the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, you may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the enchantment's converted mana cost and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So last time we played this card, a lot of people were kind of confused as to some of the details on it. So something that's important to remember is that while this card feels very similar to Birthing Pod or Vanifear, it does not sacrifice creatures. It only sacrifices enchantments, and it turns those enchantments specifically into creatures. So you can't sack creatures, and you can't find enchantments. So what are we doing with this deck? So we have things like Omen of the Sea and Wolfwillow Haven, which we can turn into a variety of different 3-mana creatures. We've got some 3-mana enchantments, which we can turn into different 4-mana creatures. And then we've got, if we have multiple copies of this, you can have them turn each other into 5-mana creatures. And then we also have Elspeth Conquers Death here, which is really sweet because a curve that we had a lot in the 4-color build last time is you can play this on one turn, and then on the next turn you play Conquers Death, exile one of their cards, and then end step sacrifice the Conquers Death to Incarnation and put Dream Trawler into play. So a really kind of sick curve is you can go turn 2 Haven, turn 3 Incarnation, turn 4 Conquers Death, remove your thing, put Trawler into play on 4, which is really just pretty powerful overall. So let's go ahead and dive on into some match with this. Interested to see how this 3-color build feels compared to the 4-color build. The mana in the 4-color build left something to be desired a little bit, but getting to play Oath of Kaya and the draw 3 enchantment are powerful upsides. Thanks for the 16 months, Hairball. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Do I want this in the dark? I don't think so. I think I just want to try and hit my land drops. Although notable, I do have Omen and another Scryland to help hit land drops here too. So, hoping to find an untapped land in our top 4 cards. That way we can go Uro into this. Oh, I could go Dryad into this too. It's pretty good. Bottoms up. It's a little unfortunate, but not at the end of the world. That's fine. So I get to at least play a 2-drop here to fill the curve in. And then next turn I can play this and then turn this into a 3-drop of some sort, potentially. I think I hold on to the Wolfwillow Haven for now. And then as far as 3-drops go, I think I'm actually just getting the other Uro here. Just draw a card, gain some life. Yeah, the overlay is unfortunately still down. Remember, the Stream Decker extension has all of the cards on my side of the board, so my opponent hasn't played any new cards this game, so the Stream Decker has all of the cards available via mouse over in my entire deck list. You can also type exclamation point and then the card name in chat to access it that way. So a couple different ways to get the information that you're looking for. Do I just like cast this as... Yeah, I think I just do this. They have Brazen Borrower here. They get me a little bit because they get to bounce my Incarnation end of turn. But if they don't have a way to bounce either of these, I get to get a Dream Trawler. The way they have a pause here makes me think we're about to get Brazen Borrowered. Yeah. Hopefully, if they have a counter spell or another borrower next turn, I've just wasted my Conqueror's Death. This feels a little bad. Cavalier of Gales is interesting. It depends on the archetype, Space Martian. So, I definitely... Oh, this protects us. Sweet. Okay. So, I definitely think mid-range decks tend to be really huge dogs in matchups like this in a really unenjoyable way. There are a number of aggro decks in the format that are competitive against the Simic decks. But I do think if the Simic decks respect them, they're probably still just the best thing to be doing. So for next turn, what if I... This might be a little aggressive, but I think I'm just gonna Calix. I think I'm gonna Calix, exile the Cavalier Gales here. And then attack with Dream Trawler. I've not played much green-red this season, Jack Frost, so I'm not really sure.
Return to your place, interloper.
Interloper. I think I'm just going to get the 2/4 here, because this is another enchantment, so I can turn it into a 4-drop next turn. So, Calix is going to die here, but that's fine. He cleared the Cavalier out of the way. To throw that one into detention here, I think. Yep. Shep! You killed the chat, Shep. We've been shattered the sky. Why aren't they escaping Uro? What are they waiting for? So we deputy the Cavalier here. Oh, you know, I shouldn't have tapped both my blue. What is with... Did they update the auto tapper in the last patch? I feel like since the last patch, the auto tapper has been leaving basics untapped way more aggressively than before, right? Oh, I have all the colors anyways. JKLOL. Yeah, you fine, I got there. Yeah, this makes our lands rainbow lands. Forgot about that clause in addition to the other stuff it does. Okay. to go. Yes, it is still not optimal to leave basics up. You are correct. Well, their elemental package is going to work here. This feels like the part of the game where we're kind of in the game until they draw Hydrate Crisis and play it. Thanks for the 7 months, Gunslinger. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The Slaughter Game's a good card. I mean, it has matchups where it's good. Finale literally kills us, that's true. Hydrate Crisis is like a figurative dead. It's a we can no longer win the game anymore dead. The type of deck like we are currently playing is the type of deck that I think has the worst possible Simic matchup. The decks that have felt really competitive against Simic are ones that have an incredible amount of exile removal or ways to get under them, and we definitely don't get under them. Looking to build a website similar to yours for EDH, or any WordPress plugins or themes you would recommend? I don't know if Deckmasters, or I don't know if Stream Decker supports EDH specifically, but the part of the reason why I use Stream Decker is because it integrates. Hey, Wargy, thanks for the biddies. I appreciate that. That'll get added at the end of the stream. The Stream Decker plugin that shows the deck list on stream also integrates with WordPress. Although you need to ask the creator access for an API key, but I believe he just gives them out to people who ask for them. We're dead here, right? I don't have a recovery mechanic from this point, right? Like I have Dream Trawler and it's just like nowhere near enough. A bunch of cards in my hand and nothing really do anything. They're gonna draw, so if people are like mill them out, they're gonna draw a Finale of Devastation before they mill out, chat. That's how their deck works. And then Finale of Devastation kills us. Tolsimir is not particularly useful here. Kenrith's fine, I guess. I want to get rid of here. Pegasus can't get us there. I don't think so. They have Cavalier in play and they have a bunch of life. I do think, generically speaking, Pegasus is probably our best route to victory. We want to try and get that down early. And then go wide and kill them. It turned out really well, Ty. We had wanted a liability emote for a while, but I just didn't have a good way to translate that message in emote form. And the negative $500 is just such a clean way to translate that or get that across. You want to play 4 mana, Johnny? I can see that being okay. Perfect. So we'll go Plains, Uro, drop Breeding Pool into play. What do I mean by what, Naya? Liability. For people who are newer to Hoaglandia, you may or may not note that in general I don't work with Wizards of the Coast on things, and that is Wizards of the Coast decision. And at one point I had a phone call with a representative from Wizards of the Coast where they told me as a direct quote that the feedback I present makes me a liability to work with. And end quote. So it's been kind of a meme in the chat ever since. It's funny because it's true. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it was almost refreshing in a way to just, like, have the truth told to me, right? Because they in all honesty, they could have very easily just been like, we're not working with you because of your politics or any of the other things that I do. But to just, like, point blank be like, nah, brah, it's the feedback that you give. Just be like, all right, sure. All right, this is the type of, I should have attacked for 2 there. This is the type of game we might be able to win. I've got 2 Aether Gusts. I've got this Archon here. It could end up in an okay spot. Oh, this matchup's unwinnable. That's true. That's fair. There's a very real possibility that them taking issue with my politics would cause them blowback, because Wizards of the Coast is a socially liberal leaning company. They understand that leaning makes them the most money. I mean, to be fair, if you want a deck that beats Simic, I would never recommend this deck. Even without playing that matchup, I could have told you that this deck is never beating Simic in a million years. This type of interesting interactive mid-range deck is the exact type of deck that ramp decks prey on and just, like, beat mercilessly. I don't think that's strictly true right now. I've heard a lot of cards complained about in this standard, but this is the one I'm most sick of. Yeah, I agree, Luke. It's both powerful and miserable. Like, at least 3 mana Teferi is just miserable. It's not also powerful. Like, it's fine. It's not a bad card, but, like, it's not, like, overtly powerful. It just generates tempo. It's mostly just obnoxious because it's just, like, an annoying card to play against. Whereas, like, Nissa is both annoying and busted. Yeah, Black Devotion is basically a combo deck. Mid-range decks with combo finishes are very reasonable against Simic. You need an Ember Cleave, you need a way to, like, double Gray Merchant up, you need things of those types of effects. They have counterspells in their deck. My Pause felt like a counterspell. Yes, Teferi's definitely more annoying than this, so it's less powerful, though. Maybe I should have kept the planes. If I was expecting this to get countered, I should have kept the planes. Yeah, that was a mistake. Hopefully this resolves and they just kill it and I get to play the temple. Dryad of the Dad Bod? You think this constitutes Dad Bod? You think this constitutes Dad Bod? Gosh, kids these days. Hey, Dad Bod. That's 100% Dad Bod. Y'all know some really fit parents, okay? Y'all know some really fit parents. If you think that's a dad bod, then you aren't a dad. Here. This is like unrealistic beauty standard dad bod, okay, chat? Do I want a Kenrith? Do I want a Tolsimir? You say that like you aren't routinely green and covered in vines, Jeff. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think I want a Tolsimir. Let me take over the board nicely. Alright, so this is probably a slam dunk GG. Exile your Kenrith, turn it into Dream Trawler, your move, Yugi boy. I guess they could have had a Kaya's Wrath there. Potentially stay in the game. Feels good, man. Destiny Spinner sounds good. Probably expect some counter spells out of them. Knight of Autumn doesn't seem very good. Do I want Deputy? Probably want at least one. To be fair, Hickahuck, Day 9's chat sub only 2. Nox's chat is open though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Hit some lands here. One thing that I'll ask, Suvi, is that while it's definitely fine to say positive things about other creators here, I'd ask that you please never be negative towards other creators. Not every type of content needs to appeal to every person, and if you don't enjoy other people, if you don't enjoy someone else's content, just don't watch it. There's no reason to drag it through the mud. How many lands are in this deck? There are only 24 in this deck. All right, it's a little greedy. I guess we have four Sea Ordains, though. 24 is probably fine. We have 4 Sea Ordains and 3 of whatever that other called is. If we had a land this turn, we have a chance just because Omen of the Hunt gets us the next land. If we find a land, we get to do this and then hopefully curve into this. That'll do, pig. Thanks, Dead Knight. Good to have you here. You have 89 timeouts, Cheddar. Oops, you have 90 timeouts, Cheddar. Going for that big 9-9 plus, eh? Working it down. I didn't have to turn my space heater on today for the first time in a while. It's a high of 58 degrees in Bloomington today, which is rather wild. And then in related news, tomorrow has a high of 36, and then Wednesday it's going to be 32 and snowing. So, you know. Something, climate change, something, vote blue to save America. When you type in punt, who times you out? The system. The bot times you out if you type punt. Unless you're a moderator, the bot can't time out other moderators. So if you're a mod and you type punt, the bot tags me, asking me to help it. Oh, feels magic, man. Feels magic, man. Of course, Elka. Normally, it's not a big deal when he dies because he replaces himself before he dies most of the time. This was not one of those times, chat. If you time someone out for a second time, it doesn't double it up. It just renews the 10 minutes. So, if someone gives someone a 600-second timeout and 30 seconds later they get another 600-second timeout, it only adds 30 seconds effectively. Raceway Warrior, 16 is a lot of months. Thanks for keeping me around. Welcome back. I think you're just, like, always supposed to assume they're going to take two, so stack it in a way that makes them taking two the least offensive to you. Are you kidding me? This is a whole new level of auto tapper, stupid. I floated 2 mana, and it wants to tap my double land and leave a mana floating instead of tapping a third single land. It's really sad, because, like, the auto tapper used to be great, and it's a rancid stain of a dog pile now. Just really, really bad. It used to be so reasonable. Like that, and like between that and like the number of basics it's been leaving up, it's been really rough. Oh, I guess I should wait on this, because now they want to attack with the Oracle. That's a mistake. Whatever. That's a good draw. And get back my Archon eventually, or my Calix. Get back Calix. I assume they'll despark the Conqueror's Death, but honestly, the Conqueror's Death getting desparked opens us up to be able to draw Enigmatic, so like that's not the worst. Oh. If I do this, I lose my target for this, so I guess I just pass here, huh? Oh, you know what? I should have sacked Wolfwillow Haven is what I should have done. That's definitely what I should have done. Should have made it 2-2. I have plenty of mana at this point. These all sack to scry too. So. I can't believe they're just giving me a Calix back here. That surprises me. Oh, I guess Trawler's not even that good here.
To destiny.
So do I plus Calix? They can just Thassa the Bugler Rat though.
Forgive my failure. Cannot escape the bonds of fate.
Cannot escape the bonds of fate. So I don't have a hand, so they can just despark Dream Trawler here. That means they're not desparking Calix though, small upside. Aren't they gonna reanimate Uro? You should read Kenrith. He puts a creature into play under its owner's control, so he can only get back stuff from their bin for them. If he targets Uro, we get Uro. Well, more specifically, we draw a card and gain 3 life. When you're hot, chat. This is one of my favorite cards for the new set. Hey, thanks for the tier 3 Gorgs. I appreciate that absurd level of support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay, yep. How/where do I check my subscription months? It should be near the subscribe button. I can also click and tell you though. It says you are tier 3 sub that you have been for 10 months. I think we just play Kenny, right? Just Kenrith go. When we eventually draw a blank, we can drop Uro. If they go to kill Ken... Well, shoot. Maybe we do want a, We do want a Tristani in our 75. Agent of Treachery is a tough nut to crack. Gonna prioritize keeping cards in here that I might want to get back with the Conqueror's Death later. Yep, yeah, I agree, Jack Frost. Concur. So this attack means they have Kenrith that can bring it back, right? Duh. So blocking this would be really bad. I did leave one Deputy of Detention in my deck, right? So if we can Deputy our own Kenrith, that would be reasonable. It does, Sylvie. I'm going to sack this to Scry because I've got Wolfwillow Haven hanging out. Conqueror's Death is wonderful. I think I'm supposed to exile my own Kenrith here. Maybe I'm just supposed to take Agent. I think it's Kenrith. I'm going to feel real bad when we draw Enigmatic. Oh, yeah, that information might not be available easily on mobile. Hey, Frigley, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub for the 8th month of that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Perfect. We'll play this turn, then have Enigmatic safely on top of our deck so we can cast it next turn. My Conqueror's Death, my Conqueror's Death. Rude. You're always surprised when Titan doesn't have Trample. I think he's surprised he doesn't have Trample too. Demonstrating the pun command was a mistake. Hey, you know, at least you know. Knowledge is power. Welcome back, Lucas. Did I board out my Knight of Autumn? I don't remember if I left my Knight of Autumn in. If this was a game of Paper Magic, I could double check and find out. I think I might have boarded out my Knight of Autumn. Let's find out. It is toxic, so like Dryad we could turn into a 4-drop, for instance. Man, I hope they have a counterspell in their hand. Oh yeah, no trample was so it was balanced, right? Perfectly reasonable otherwise. What are we doing, opponent? I like the tank make that play. I'm gonna decline to pay. Wub. How about instead if we didn't do that? It is even highlighted in red. I did board out my stupid thing. Alright, all in. Don't Kaya's Wrath me. Please, please, for the love of God, don't Kaya's Wrath me. They topped a card, so I assume if they make it out of this turn, it's not going to be good for us. Yeah, this card has Vortex on it. It turns lands into creatures with trample who have power and toughness equal to the number of enchantments you control. What a release ready looking card, huh? Don't you think, chat? Quite the release ready card. -2, strong play. We've not played aggro. We got dumpstered. We got dumpstered by a Simic ramp deck, and then we just beat that Esper deck. I think I want a Tristani in my 75. I don't know that I want it main, but in the 75 for Agent of Treachery sounds good. Has a lot of potential upside, I think. Yes, Wolfwillow Haven makes a wolf, which works with Tolsimir, which is great. Enigmatic can sacrifice other Enigmatics. So you just, when you draw 2 of them, you can get a 5-drop. Which happens more than you'd expect, honestly. I don't really know what problem it's solving just in. Like I don't think we beat the Simic decks most of the time with that card still. It also like notably doesn't exile lands, so like it doesn't deal with Nissa lands, right? So we'll go Uro, Double Shock, Omen, and then we'll have Conqueror's Death potentially to exile whatever they put into play. It's another ramp matchup. It's unfortunate. Oh, it names card types. Okay, so it explicitly names card types and... It explicitly names card types, so it does exile the creature land, sure. I don't know if we gain enough life for that, though. Like, what in this deck is gaining life? It's like exactly Dream Trawler. So the plan is to play that card for when Dream Trawler isn't enough on its own. Uro gains very small amounts of life. We're playing against Flash. Guess I'm glad I have 3 spinners in the sideboard. Hopefully they're just ramp and not Flash. This implies they have Flash, right? It does work with Archon, that's true. I don't know, I feel like if any of those cards are gaining us enough life, we should probably be winning the game with those cards, right? Mystic me, Daddy. 35 life means you've, like, attacked with Trawler, like, 4 or 5 times. Which is, like, not a small number of attacks. Okie doke. Yeah, I think this match is probably real bad. Our deck's full of a lot of, like I said, Simic decks in general. The Flash deck is also basically a ramp deck. It's like ramp with counterspells mixed in. And our deck's about playing a lot of different individually powerful, expensive spells, which counterspells are just exceptionally good against. Actually just don't really feel like playing this matchup. I'm gonna go ahead and concede it and try and find one that's fun. Yeah, I've seen that plugin, Dr. Jezen. I don't play... The statistics are fun to look at, but in terms of, like, having meaningful data from them, it's not really useful to me. Like, the amount of games you need to play for things to be statistically relevant is really large, and most of the games you're playing on Arena, like, aren't super high quality anyways, so, like, they're skewed for various reasons past that, whether players making mistakes because they're distracted or they're sideboarding wrong or stuff like that. So it's definitely falls in the camp of fun to look at, but, like, ultimately in terms of being actionable and useful, it's not very... The aggregate data you could generate, like I've seen some of the posts they've had about aggregate data from like lots of players, so that's interesting. So from a contributing to useful large data pool, it's probably very reasonable. I'm gonna keep the land with the Trawler in my opener. Esper, sure. Better than Simic. Unsurprising to see Dream Trawler eat it there. Oh, poor Guardmage. You're a lot less good when you don't draw a card, friendo. At least they missed on that. I think I'm just gonna stick this. Is there a business reason why Wizard of the Coast does not make its data accessible? Well, there's no companies that really make that data accessible. Even like Hearthstone makes that informationally available there through third-party tools like the GG site. Well, this is at least... Oh, I can kill this. Sweet. I'm sending both of these here because in the event they have a removal spell, I want to make sure I take her off the table. Calix sounds great. I like this archetype a lot. I think it's rancid against ramp, but I think, you know, not everything can be good against actual everything. Well, opponent just got by Agonizing Remorse. They exiled a Dream Trawler out of my graveyard. Feels Magic Arena, man. Feels Magic Arena, man. It's just so completely unacceptable. Are they ever going to look into that? Someone on Twitter said that their devs said that it was being treated as a bug and would be fixed. I don't have a first-hand source for that. It was just a random on Twitter that said that.
Show me my path.
Mind and body need with thoughtfulness before action.
Perfect. If it's on Twitter, it must be true. Exactly. Especially Donald Trump's Twitter. Everybody knows he can only speak the truth, right? Where's Kansas City again, chat? Anybody know? For people that missed it, Agonizing Remorse is real awkward. Agonizing Remorse randomly changes which of the zones it shows you first. So sometimes it shows you their hand first, sometimes it shows you their discard pile first.
Show remorse. I'll protect you.
No, some people have speculated like it always shows you the card placed with more cards first, but I definitely have examples of that not being the case.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
All right, so Esper control, Esper Mistland drops, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna trim one deputy. We're definitely bringing in the Destiny Spinners. Tolsimir is not particularly exciting. Guardmage isn't particularly exciting. Ship it. I don't think this is a Banishing Light matchup. Banishing Light's pretty mediocre in the face of 3-mana Teferi. Do we just Haven? Yeah, I think we just Haven. It's fine. That's right. How was the Super Bowl yesterday? Did the team's sports sufficiently chat?
Sorry I'm late. Might be a bad idea.
Was there sportsing to be had by all? I think we bottom that and just dig for a land here. They scored points and touched the downs. Why don't they ever touch up? Always touch down? You make a superb owl. I do, don't I? So probably going to cast some Omen of the Seas here, draw some lands. One of the most important things that I think a lot of people, conservatives especially, don't understand is that the issue isn't, you could make the argument that the issue is not even that Trump didn't know they weren't from Kansas City, Kansas, they were from Kansas City, Missouri. The issue is that Donald Trump is incapable of having other people double check him. Because the president of the United States definitely has the ability to have someone double check everything he posts on Twitter for accuracy. The problem is that he doesn't care enough to do that. That's the problem. The issue is not that he didn't even know offhand. The issue is that he's not willing to utilize his resources to make good decisions when he doesn't know what he doesn't know. That's the problem with people like Trump. They don't know what they don't know, and they're dangerous because they're not willing to admit that, especially when they're the president of the flipping United States of America. Correct, and he's incapable, he's so sociopathic, he's incapable of admitting when he's made a mistake. Do you have a Pioneer Kesis combo in the deck list currently? In the queue? Yes, I believe so. What am I doing this turn? So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana total. I don't really have any useful 3s to get at this point. Ashiok and Teferi are like both threatening to bounce something this turn. It ain't a good scene, chat. It ain't a good scene.
I am a scion of truth, the furious god of fate. The stars will light our way. I've got it.
I have just the trick for this.
Yeah, Trump has many failings, but the biggest among them is definitely the fact that he has probably never in his life uttered the words, "I'm sorry, I was wrong, I'll do better next time."
Clothis, show me my path.
Well, I mean, I've got a ton of gas, right? Our hand, like, just went to Taco Bell. It's all gassed up. Ready to go here. So, like, they've got a lot of annoying disruption, but we might be able to play through a lot of it. Sick. Pioneer Kesis combo. Sounds good, Party Bus. How was that? That was a good draw. And then I think I just exile this. Just like get rid of their 2/3 here.
Destiny draws me, my light banishes you from this world.
Two pair, Dryad Kicker. They have another counterspell here. I suppose they could have another counterspell here, huh? Oh, they can't because I have Conquer's Death. Sick. Hey, Sadonano, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I just sacked the Omen for now. Am I getting Dryad? Yeah. As a friendly reminder for people that are wondering about the overlay, all of the new cards on my side of the table you can access via Stream Decker. The deck list is right there. Maybe I'm supposed to get Calix back here. I don't know, could go either way there. I do have this Dryad to attack Narset. Do I just pass? I guess I could put Uro into play. I kind of feel like I'm just supposed to pass, huh? I am streaming from a Linux system. I have VM set up for running MTGO, although MTGO does also run through Wine. All right, rewarded for being patient. No, Drunk Owl, I actually took the weekend off. I just, like, hung out with the kids and, like, played Raid and watched TV over the weekend, as opposed to doing anything related to work. And my to-do list for today is to contact the Stream Decker person. No, I don't want to play games at my computer. I explicitly prefer to play games on my cell phone when I'm not live. Nah, I don't do sports. Not my thing. Yep. Yeah, someone started one of the community members started a second raid clan too. So there's a second one. If you were someone looking to get into one and the other one was full. And then I figure some of the people that played and joined probably won't stick with it, so I'll probably kick out some of the people who are like idle for a week or more. Is it a mobile game? Yeah. It's a RPG / team building game. You've probably seen adverts for it. They've been like advertising all over Twitch and YouTube. You just search for it in the clan listings, Wolfie. Yeah, there is a PC download for it. I think their company's called Polarium, I think. All right, so now we just gotta like go wide around this thing, right? So the plan is like, next turn, second Archon, play Omen. I don't have another 4 in my deck, do I? Pretty sure I'm out of 4s. I think I have another Dryad, though. I'm gonna hold off on this for now. Drop me a DM, Pepperidge. Let me know what your name is so I don't bump you out if you're just heading off for a different reason. Yeah, I only have the one Deputy. I believe my last 3 in my deck right now is the Dryad. Really wish I had a second, stupid Menace interface. Really wish I had a second, Yeah, I mean, ideally I shouldn't need a stats plugin to, like, look at what's in my deck. Ideally, Magic Arena should work like Paper Magic, and I should be able to, like, look at my sideboard at any point and know exactly what's left in my deck. So, again, like, I'm almost certain that, like, the fact that, like, that third-party tool exists will mean that that feature is not going to get work done. But again, like, it just shouldn't be an excuse. That should be a feature that's built into the client. To be fair, for a long time, I had to complain for a long time to get that feature added to Magic Online. Why would they despark that after? Sure. I feel like they should have denied me a Pegasus earlier.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay, so I think here I go Archon, Eat the Thief, take 5. Now, I think triple blocking is wrong, because I think they're pretty likely to have a removal spell. If they have a removal spell for my Deputy, I get into quite a bit of trouble here. Oh, I guess it's also worth noting, because I lost my Pegasus, I don't have lifelink anymore. Yeah, I forgot these don't just lifelink on their own. That's something to watch out for. So I can't just race them now. Maybe Uro lets me race them a little bit. One of the dangers of putting the Thieves under Deputy 2, though, is that, like, now they can cast Kaya's Wrath and keep 2 of their threats, whereas, like, before they didn't want to sweep the board. So we could get punished in that way. I don't have a 3 or a 4 left in my deck, so I'm just going to decline this. Enigmatic's just not doing anything at this point. I don't think this can sack itself, right? Dark first, another enchantment, yeah.
Focus, keep an open mind.
Yep. Yeah, I can't even draw another card with Uro here. Can gain some life. Yeah, hit to game the 3rd. Narset's so brutal. It just has so much incidental card draw in it. Maybe I don't want to cut this Guardmage. Definitely felt like I was tight for 4 mana cards there. I just want Tolsimir as a threat. Tolsimir, or Tristani. Tristani's also, like, fine against Thief of Sanity. They, like, cast some of my creatures. Yeah, I mean, I could have killed Narset, but, like, that doesn't really accomplish anything, because there's, like, a Dream Trawler and 2 Thieves of Sanity bearing down on me. So, like, the reason why we conceded there was because of all the things, not just one of them. Alright, setup's pretty good. Get to turn 3 Calix here on the play is not bad. If they pass with Veto mana up, I'll probably shock in and just double Omen. Could also just get discard spelled, yep. really. Okay, sure. I guess this just rebuys this later.
I am born as Nyx, child of
Sick.
the stars. The patterned future appears before me.
All right, so just get to Omen of the Sea and then exile this. Sounds great. I don't think I'm looking for either of those. So -3 basically turns something into a Banishing Light. Kind of. Prison Realm, it exiles creatures and enchantments only. The fact that he can't exile planeswalkers catches me up. That's not bad. Especially because it's going to resolve.
I am blessed by Nyx.
You think I'm in for a backup? Because I could have like a Despark here. Although I guess if they had Despark, they'd probably Despark Calix. Do I sack Omen? Yeah, probably. Doesn't do a whole lot. I'll grab Uro here and draw a card, put a land into play. Well, they don't have anything in the bin at the moment, so that's nice. I think I'm gonna attack with this. I can't escape Uro back yet. Do I play this out? Yeah, I think so. What's under Omen of the Seas? A Thief of Sanity. I think I'm going to turn this into another Uro and draw a card. Oh, I can get Knight? Do I care about this Elspeth Conquers Death? I don't think I do yet. I think I just draw a card. How did that happen? Calix. Calix turns random enchantments into baffling end style effects. Should they put something scary in the bin to get back later with this? Doesn't look like it. There's 7 cards in there. I think I just bring this back. And leave Elite Guardmage in there. This archetype seems fine in the event that you are not trying to beat Simic. I don't think decks like this can make their Simic matchup meaningfully good. So I think the plan here is to fetch with this. And then I'm only going to sack one of these, and I'm going to go get Kenrith. I'm just not going to use the other one for now. We can use Kenny to draw a card. So even if they have another sweeper here, like if they sweep, I get to draw a card and then I get to bring back Uro next turn still. Me, I would like to draw a card. Thanks. Fair. Are they dead? They dead to Destiny Spinner? I think they're dead to Destiny Spinner, right? Oh, green cards. Oh, green cards. Why you have so much text box, green cards? Why you have so much text box, green cards? All right, let's play one more with this, and then we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with some Sultai control. Thanks for everybody for hanging out today. Hope you're having a great Monday wherever you're at in the world. If you had to choose a mid-range combo deck to play, I'd play the Jeskai Bio deck, Beansy. The Vanifear deck's a lot of fun, but it's pretty linear. The Jeskai Bio deck has a lot more play to it. Green increasing literacy levels since 2019. I don't think 2019's to blame for green cards having a lot of text. What year was Courser of Crewfix? Courser. There's been keyword soup green cards for a long time. White Horse. Sick. Do I Calix or do I do this? If you like losing to Simic, Calix is a great card to craft. Calix is exactly the type of kind of mopey, mid-rangey stuff that gets dumped on by Simic.
Clothis, show me my path.
Show me my path.
You are reckless with your will.
Oh, this is great. So I get to do this. Oh, we're about to end their whole career, chat. And then we're gonna Deputy. We're gonna sacrifice this and get Deputy and take their Paradise Druids. Now, I will warn you, Reaper, Raid is peak mobile gaming in that there's pop-up ads every time you log in. There's pop-up deals. If you X out the deals and just play the game, I find actually playing the game quite enjoyable, though. Yeah, we're done here. They fumbled, and we punished them. Deals? I mean, like, compared to the stuff in their normal shop, they're deals. Listen, most things are fine in moderation, chat. If you enjoy playing a mobile game, give yourself a budget and don't spend over your budget. Just like going to a casino can be fun. What happened to Dota Underworld? The gameplay just got really repetitive after a while. And the ways they're able to, like, change the games over time just, like, didn't stop it from becoming too repetitive. Alright, what am I doing? So, Aether Gust is great against the mono green deck. Banishing Light's probably fine. Do I want to trim? Is it crazy to, like, trim my top end here? If I cut Dream Trawler and Conqueror's Death, am I trimming too much of my stuff? What are the odds my opponent's deck goes all the way up to Nissa? Yeah, I actually, I reinstalled Underlords at one point to like try and play it, and like I saw they added a bunch of things, but like a bunch of the stuff they added didn't really seem to get explained to me when I logged in, and I was just kind of confused. And I'm sure I could have figured it out if I like sat there and really tried to figure it out, but I also like wasn't in a mood to like try and figure out what the game was doing. Like, actually, one thing Raid did incredibly well, which is one of the reasons why I think I kept playing it, was their new player experience is actually quite reasonable. It does a good job of holding your hand and walking you through all the different areas of things you can do, so you actually understand, like, what you can play in the game. Isn't Nissa automatically added to any green deck in the client? Maybe. Okay, so they were Gruul and they were missing a color last time. All right, do I just shock in Temple Garden and play this? I think that's the line. It could have also been right. Maybe I'm just supposed to go tapped land Omen here, so that way I could play Enigmatic next turn and get a 3-drop. Maybe that was the line. The Wolfwillow Haven's actually a really good draw, because it lets me go Haven into Enigmatic next turn, sack the Haven, which sounds appealing. No! Oh, I grabbed the wrong card. Well, shoot. Okay, that makes up for it a little bit. So I meant to go Haven into Enigmatic here, but at least we get to double ramp now. So I have 6, 4, 6, 8 mana next turn. Oh, Klothys gets to exile my Uro. That's so good. They gonna tuck one of these enchantments? They have the 1 mana tuck an enchantment card here, I think. Yeah, get punished. I think I just get a 2/4. Getting this lets me turn it into a 4-drop next turn. They made mana this turn, okay. Love Struck Beast, yep. Rough. That buys me a lot of time. Is that good enough? I feel like it's probably not. I have another one of these. Just try and find an Enigmatic here. They have Embercleave here, we're pretty dead. If they have Questing Beast, we're probably dead. So open to fade those two. Hey, Dizzle. Good evening. Happy Monday. No blocks. Go to 7. That's good. Means I don't have Questing Beast or Embercleave at least. The Great Henge. Well, I was hoping to get the Pegasus And then Pegasus, Omen Hunt, make a token. But now we need to turn this into Night of Autumn. Maybe I'm supposed to play a land. Oh, I boarded out Night. I'm so dumb. I guess they look like mono green game one. Maybe I should just assume they have Great Henge though. Yeah, I've been showing the Night of Autumn too aggressively, I think. Alright, so they drew Embercleave and we're dead. Oh, just Rimrock Knight. Deal. Okay, could have gone worse. Could have gone worse. I think I just do this and turn it into the 4-drop. Can I have some lifelink? And if we can, like, find an enchantment for next turn, we could be in an okay spot. It's not that big of a deal. Block here, go to 1. Come on, enchantment. Come on, enchantment. I believe there's a Dryad in my deck. If there's still a Dryad in my deck, we're in a good spot. Perfect. They have 4 cards in their bin, so they can escape this once. Now they drew Embercleave. I mean, if they drew Cleave, there's nothing I can do, right? All right, so I'm gaining 5 currently, and I'm taking 9, so I need to chump block. So next turn, this Phoenix can force a trade with Archon. That is the absolute best draw in our deck. Because it comes into play, it triggers Sun's Grace, and then, yeah, I think that actually wins us the game. So I get to lifelink here. I get to sack this, get Tolsimir. And then Tolsimir comes into play and eats this. Gain 3. They only have 3 cards left in their bin. And then I think I sack this and go get the other Archon. I boarded out Dream Trawler, Chewy. But you're right, if I hadn't, I would want to hold it for that purpose. Game 1, they looked like just mono green Stompy. They didn't have any red sources. So I cut my Conqueror's Death and my Trawlers. Okay. If I block like this, end up at 4. I have a lifelink for 6 in the air next turn. Hey, Wicked Zen. Thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This does give them a card in the bin so they can escape the Phoenix next turn, worth noting. Oh, they left me the lifelinker. Oh, that's so good. I don't have any 4s left in my deck. It's also possible last turn I should have sacked both the Enigmatics and like I could have gotten a Kenrith with the other one instead of getting another Archon here. I'm out of 4s, yeah. Only have 4 4s. This list was sweet. I don't, like I said, I don't know that you can really meaningfully make this archetype better against ramp. I guess if I wanted to try and make the deck better against ramp, I think the place I would start is a bunch of Archons of Sun's Grace, because like this deck wants to like grind a little bit of value and go long. And you just can't do that in the ramp matchup. And Archon of Sun's Grace is like your best chance for running them down. So that's probably the angle I want to leverage that from. We also like ran out of 4s a number of times in those games we were playing. So like getting another Archon of Sun's Grace in from that perspective could be very reasonable. Another thought, and this is something that would take more games to figure out, is I would be really surprised if this split is right. I feel like one of these is better than the other. Figure out which one, play 4 of that one. Someone asked, how about Thassa plus Agent of Treasuries? What problem do you think I have that's solved by that? I don't think any of the issues that we have are solved by moving in that direction, if that makes sense. Again, identify a problem, identify a possible solution. All right, what are we doing? So we've got at least 2 more decks coming up here, although my wife did give me the thumbs up to go longer. So we'll see what the viewer count looks like. We're up to almost 1,600 people. Maybe we'll do a 5th standard deck tonight. I am going to hit a quick ad roll while I get set up for the next one. And when we get back, we are going to kick the tires on Sultai Control for the second time today. This is a second time in recent memory. This is a blue-black deck splashing for Uro and Polukranos. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with this one. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Blinking Agent helps against Simic. It really doesn't. It really doesn't.